Welcome back to another episode of MotoGP Mac, and today we're going to talk about the upcoming race this weekend at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin. Now, before we get into it, here is the schedule for Friday. Here is the schedule for Saturday. And here is the schedule for Sunday. So with this weekend coming up, this definitely is a Marquez circuit. So, realistically, cutting to the chase, the only person that can actually beat Mark around here is Mark himself, if we're very, very honest. And it will be interesting to see exactly how much he will win by. I think this could be one of his largest gaps to second place of the season. So it will be interesting. Alex Marquez, it will also be interesting to see how Alex will go. He normally does not go well here. So for me, this is probably the more interesting part of it, if I'm very, very honest, because if he goes really well here, then he's definitely going to be a threat for the rest of the season. Pecco Bagnaia, well, look, he does need to start answering Mark. Let's be fair and very honest on this. But I just don't think it is going to be this weekend. And Pecco's track record around here isn't the best. So it will be a tough weekend, I think, for Pecco. Franco Morbidelli, continuing to impress. Really, if you look at it, when you look at he's fourth in the championship. So, best of the rest, let's just call it, really. So it's going to be an interesting one to see exactly how he can go. Zarco, fifth in the championship. I'm really enthused to see how Honda will get around here, especially Zarco and Mir. So it's going to be good to see if he can get that bike to turn. Then the Honda is in pretty good stead. Fabio Di Giannantonio as well does need to kind of pick up the pace a small bit. But again, it will be interesting for him. Brad Binder on the KTM. It's really going to be interesting to see how the KTMs are as a group going to get on. Like, the last thing they want to do is throw it down the road, but Kota is one of those circuits where it's very, very easy to throw it down the road. Agora, again, this is going to be a real challenge for him. If he thought it was tough in Thailand, Argentina, here is going to be another tough race for him. Bezzecchi, what can he do? Like, the Aprilia is a dainty bike on the nose, so can he get there? Just not sure on that big straight and the big acceleration zone. Is he going to get dropped a bit? Pedro Acosta, similar to Binder, needs a really, really good, solid, strong weekend, but I'm just not convinced on KTM at the moment. John Mir and Luca Marini, as I said with Zarco, I'm really interested to see how they can get, if they can get into the top 10. Around here, it's definitely signs that Honda are making a good step forward. Jack Miller still hasn't really figured out the Yamaha. He still has very positive thoughts about it and positive comments, let's just say, but he's not sure on the tires and tire selections for it. Normally Jack goes softer, but as we do know, Yamaha is chewing the tires, so it is going to be a strange one for him. Enea Bastianini, himself and Maverick Vinales' biggest concerns over the season are the bike doesn't suit their riding style, and the results to date have really kind of shown that. Fabio Quartararo, he needs a big weekend, really, but again, this is sort of circuit that will destroy your tires. Same for Rins. Yamaha, they need to really, really pull the finger out and sort it out. Vinales, as I said, needs to be on it, really, but again, the bike is just not there for him. Fermin Aldeguer just needs to have a solid weekend, nothing major there. Miguel Oliveira, obviously he is not going to be riding this weekend, so it's a bit of a knock for him. Augusto Fernandez is going to be in there and taking maybe a little bit of the limelight. Rumours are that Miguel has been told he's not coming back for 2026 despite having the 2-year contract. Raul Fernandez, I'll be interested to see what excuses he can make this weekend, being really really getting his ass kicked by his rookie teammate. Chantra, look, again, just solid weekend. Doesn't need to shine like a diamond in a goat's ass. It just needs to be solid, standard. That's all you can really ask from him. And Lorenzo Savadori in place of Jorge Martin. What can you really say? Just needs to ride around and get some data for the Aprilia team. All in all, I am looking forward to it. It is a race that you can watch with a beer in Ireland and no one will look at you really funny. Look, it's very hard to bet against Marc Marquez for a clean sweep of the whole weekend. But I would definitely love to know your thoughts. What are you most looking forward to? Do you think Marquez can win it? Or do you think he will slip up and beat himself? Definitely leave your thoughts in the comments below. And I'll be back again tomorrow with another video.